How's everyone today? Very good. I hope your energy levels aren't too depleted. It's coming towards the end of the day. Did you have enough coffee?
Never know.
Yeah. Right there in the back, perfect. Okay, well, today we're going to eat and drink social media. We're going to be discussing social media in the food and beverage industry. Most of my businesses are here in Lebanon, so we're going to be using examples from my personal experience. I'm going to have to run back and forth like the other speakers did. So before we get into this, who am I? You need to know who's up here speaking to you. I graduated from AUB many years ago. I have a master's in marketing management from the University of Surrey. I worked in advertising, communication, and Leo Burnett for 5 years. I am the founder and co-founder and CEO of the AlleyWay group, which is in Gemmaise. The name is derived from the first location which we have developed. And I am also the treasurer of the syndicate of owners of restaurants, cafes, nightclubs, and pastries in Lebanon. So thanks for sitting here and listening to me. These are some of the businesses which my group has set up. You may recognize some, you may have been to some, you may have had some funny stories shared on social media in some of these businesses. We have our Kouklés, our bistro restaurant. Angry Monkey is a bar in Gemmaise. Amar is a French restaurant in Zaytuna Bay. I don't know if you guys have been down there. It's a fantastic new location in Beirut. We have the Union for fashion, tanning salon for anyone who wants to look a bit fresher and more tanned. And Ghosh Caviar, it's a bar which is under renovation now. We'll talk about where we're going later, but we're basically developing our Kouklé brand, expanding it in Lebanon and in the Middle East. We're going to be talking about how social media is helping us do that. Now, I'd like to just make a small comparison. When I was a student in marketing, there was always a rule of thumb that said one bad experience, one unhappy customer tells 7 people approximately. Today, you can rip it up and throw it in the trash because it's totally untrue. One unhappy customer tells an infinite number of people. So if you had a bad experience in a restaurant and you have 20,000 followers, all you need to do is tweet it or post it, and there you go. Potentially hundreds and thousands or millions of people have heard about that. So we have to be very, very careful as restaurateurs, as people providing services, people providing sensitive services such as food and drink. We have to be careful. We have to be well aware of how quick bad news and good news can spread in our business. Social media, what does that provide us in the F&B industry? It provides us with instant damage control. We can make immediate decisions. We can respond to questions quickly and directly. So, instant damage control. You're having a meal at one of my restaurants and you didn't like the salad or your steak was undercooked or overcooked, and you tweet it or you post it on Facebook. We can automatically respond to that and solve the problem for you, hopefully, during the same service. If not during the same service, maybe the next day. But it's not like the good old days where you have to fill in a comment card and put it in and take it out the mailbox and have someone process it, and maybe a month or 2 down the line you get a phone call asking you about an experience which you probably would have already forgotten. So this is how we use social media to have damage control in our industry. Make immediate decisions. This is important because we always, through monitoring our social media channels, we can immediately see what the feedback from our consumers are. We put out a new dish. If people like it, we can know that. We can go toward that direction. If we put out a new drink in one of the places and it really doesn't taste good or people don't really like it, the reaction wasn't good, we can immediately take a decision and change that. Same thing with any other aspect in our industry. We can respond to questions quickly and directly. This is self-explanatory. Any questions, any comments, anything to do with any of our businesses and more, we'd be happy to answer. Even if giving you fashion advice, for example, for the union. So know your customer. We should know our customer. In the services industry, it's imperative for us to know what you guys want to eat and drink. We don't want to force you to eat and drink what you don't want to eat and drink. So social media helps us. I like making the comparison before and after, just to see where we were and where we are at now. Before social media, how did we know our customer? Had to go through several stages. So you kind of look at this backwards. For the CEO to know what the customer is thinking and speaking about and liking and not liking, he has to go through his staff in the office, then down to the head, then down to the manager, down to the waiter, and down to the customer. So if any of you have played the game, what's it called, charades, right? Where you have to whisper in each other's ear. You can imagine what kind of distorted message the CEO gets about his customers once it goes through all that. But today, there's a direct link between the decision makers in the company and the customers, and that's thanks to social media. Here is another comparison between traditional media and social media. In our business, we get approached by many different media agencies, many different magazines, many different newspapers and TV stations, asking us and giving us offers and saying, please book out a page in my magazine. You'll get millions of customers to your restaurant if you do so. All you have to do is pay us this much money. So this is where this slide is inspired from. Traditional media, it's very difficult to monitor results in traditional media. If we take out a full-page ad in a respectable magazine and say, come to my restaurant, you'll have a great time. And I pay like $10,000 for that ad campaign. How do I know, as a business owner, if that full-page ad and that investment actually brought customers to my restaurant? I don't know. All I have is the magazine's word saying that they print 50,000 copies and they distribute them to everyone who's rich and loves your restaurant. So this is, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow. Social media, you can gauge, it's measurable. You can see the likes, the retweets, the comments, the sharing. You don't need anyone else. You have that right in your hands. Then you can make decision based on that. You can measure it. Measurability, it's a very key word. Traditional media, it's very difficult to reach your target. Social media has direct targeting. You can do a Facebook campaign targeting pregnant mothers, and you'll know that these people are women and mothers. Facebook allows you the tools to micro-target. You can offer products, you can offer services, you can offer dishes or drinks to different age groups, to different kind of people, to the different sexes, male, female. You can't do that, unfortunately, in traditional media. Traditional media is rigid, whereas social media is flexible. If you print a magazine ad and by mistake you have the wrong phone number or URL of your business, what are you supposed to do about it? Thousands of copies have been printed and distributed already. You're screwed, that's it. Can't do anything about it. Social media, you upload a photo, or you upload an ad, or you share something that's not right, you can immediately correct it. You don't even need to correct it. People will correct it for you. That's the great thing about it. Traditional media, high cost, or let's say perishable and not continuous, whereas social media is everlasting and continuous. How many of you are subscribed to physical magazines? Raise your hands. 4, 5 people in this entire room registered. How many people have liked a business on Facebook? Raise your hands. Almost everybody here. So those of you who subscribe to magazines, how many times do you read them? Once, maybe twice, right? Depends where you put the magazine. Well, there you go. So it's perishable. We take out an ad in a magazine or a newspaper. Chances are your target is going to look at it just for a few seconds and throw the magazine away and put it in the recycling bin or in some bathroom. Social media, though, is everlasting and continuous. You post something up in a blog, you post, an article gets posted about you, it's there to stay. Even if you tried removing it because it's a bad review or something you want to remove, it's very difficult to do that. So this is a plus. You should harness these aspects of social media in the F&B industry. Again, traditional media is high cost, whereas social media is low cost. Setting up a Facebook fan page for your business is free. However, putting your information in traditional media, newspapers, magazine, TV, is not. It's very expensive, actually. Traditional media, what the fudge is viral. Social media, you have the viral aspect. So very rarely would you see a cool article in a magazine, carry it with you, give it to your friend, tell your friend to read it, and give it to their friend, and vice versa. You'll never do that with a magazine or print or TV, or you won't do that. But on social media, that's what social media is all about. It's all about the viral aspect of it. We have an example here of a little viral movie which we did for our bar, The Angry Monkey. It's you got to watch it, and then we'll talk about it. While this is getting set up, I'd just like to tell you where social media and mobile phone technology is headed in Lebanon. All right, so just set that up. What we are going to do now, our objective as business owners in the F&B industry, as restaurateurs, is to communicate and be on social media in order to get traffic to our restaurant. That's our ultimate objective. We're not wasting our time there. We're not. Let's keep it real. I mean, we're there to drive traffic and business to our restaurant, and using social media to do that works because it builds top-of-mind awareness. It builds brand equity. You can share information about your business that you think people will like. However, the key here is, how do you convert someone on social media to an actual paying customer? This is where online reservations come in. Now, I know online reservations in restaurant is not a new thing, but in Lebanon, how many restaurants do you know provide this service? Very few. But the trend is coming. There are now, there's a company called Reserve Out. It's a Jordanian startup. They started this in Jordan and Dubai, and they're just moving it to Lebanon, and we're working with them. So our goal here is to leverage our social media fans and followers and turn them into real reservations. All you have to do, you could reserve through our Facebook page, which has thousands of fans. Just a few clicks of a button, boom, you have a reservation. So now we can measure even more the responsiveness of any of our campaigns by just telling someone, click here to reserve. We can put it on our website, we can put it on our Facebook page, we can share the link on Twitter, and the great thing is we can now link traditional media, like a magazine ad, and measure it. All these, how many of you have ever used a guide, a printed guide, when you go to a new city to find magazines? Very few. I mean, most of you use, I hope, TripAdvisor, right? How many of you have posted a comment on TripAdvisor? More of you. So what we're trying to do now is get rid of the guides. However, the people who are making these printed guides still haven't got the story straight. They still come and try to sell us ad space, and we know that this does not work. So my new response to this sort of traditional media is tell them, you know what, I'm going to post a link in your brochure or a QR code, which you can scan, that has your thousands of readers who you claim. All they have to do is scan or go to the link and reserve in my restaurant. And I will pay you per reservation and not per half page or full page. How about that? And they sort of break out into a sweat, and they kind of accept it in not really convincing. But we're going to see. We're starting that this year, and we're going to see how effective traditional media is versus social media, because we can measure it now with actual reservations in our restaurants. This is the video of the Angry Monkey that we did. So just a quick video that is supposed to, it's supposed to be interesting. It's supposed to be kind of edgy, edgy enough for people to share and people to view. This video was actually produced by us, but put out there like incognito. And just to compare, if we wanted to do a video like this and share it with people back before social media, it would have cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars. But today we just have a little budget for production. We put it up on YouTube. We share it with everyone. We create interest. We create traffic. We create business. And this is a prime example. We're now in the business of creating more YouTube videos to promote our business, our restaurants, Kuklay, take you behind the scenes, show you how the chefs cook, show you our standards, our food safety, our hygiene, our creativity. So this is all meant to be for our fans, for our followers. It's meant to share information, bring people closer to our business so they feel more comfortable, and we generate more business through top-of-mind awareness. So I'd like to leave you with one thought. As a business, if you're not on social media, you don't exist. I like saying that because if you go through a Google search and you want to look for a restaurant, and if it's not there, that's it, you're done. You go to the next restaurant. So that restaurant might as well not have existed in real life if they don't exist on social media. And thank you very much for listening, and hope to see you all in any of the businesses soon.